kiddo. Love you, man. Wherever, whenever you are. It's another great day here in beautiful Texas. And, I get to be in Texas today. And next week I'll be back out in another state. Not next week, the week after I'll be back out in another state, but I get to do that stuff, Okay, so I want to just talk about, real quick, belief, man, is, the man that believes he can and the man who believes he can't are both right. And really what that dialogue is really just more about, we will only allow ourselves to do what we believe is possible. Now, there's two things here. One is on a common day-to-day thought process. Yes, dude, you have to believe something is possible in order to even start gearing. Because, like, if I'm going to go out in the snow, I got to get my gear on, right? Like, if there's a leak in the roof, if I need to call out a roofer, I need to first, know there's a leak in the roof, so there's prep stuff that has to be done prior to the achievement of whatever you're doing. So you got to believe that it's possible for you to even start the behaviors of speech. Like, hey, I need to get geared up for this. Like, I need to start looking at these items, that kind of stuff. So, just like putting on the gear before you go outside in a freaking blizzard, you need to have your safety gear on. It's the same thing with life and every other thing that you're doing. Is it business? You want to open your own business? Okay, understand how to incorporate an LLC. Understand how basic taxes work around those things. What tax systems, and there's plenty of people who know. YouTube, there's tons of things out there that are completely free and easy to educate yourself. So use it. We go back to the basics. Prep yourself. If you want to start a company, understand how to incorporate an LLC. That's important. What tax structure do you want to go under? Is it an LLC? Is it a personal? Is it a personal single corp? Is it an S corp? Is it what is it? So it's important to understand that, and then understand the basic structuring of a company, partnership agreements, buy-sell agreements. Those are all really important things to get in line and in order before you start talking about like this grand, glorious, process of a big company. Just understand the basics and then get good at that, and then build a little company and execute precisely as best as possible. Get known for reliability, because in all actuality, like, whatever you do, be predictable in deliverables. Which means, like, if I tell you I'm going to deliver something, a precise thing, you can guarantee, you can see it in your hand already because it's coming. And that, like, Gene's reliable because when he says he can fix the system, he gets it done. He gets it done. And he'll make sure that he's flexible to make sure that, whatever happens, the result is desired. And that's important because that builds comfort, that builds safety. That people pay for safety, man. People pay for predictability because that equals safety, man. Everybody wants a guarantee in life, So if you can build that guarantee, because life is unpredictable and life's tough, man. You're valuable. You're one of the most valuable people in the world. And people will pay almost any amount of money in order to have that safety, that predictability. It doesn't mean you should take advantage of them. It just means you're worth your market value. So, go back to the point. Sometimes, that's part one. Believe in a day-to-day operation. Believe you can. Because if you don't, you have to start working on your belief system. Am I willing to believe? Am I willing to believe that this is a good thing? and that this is possible and that I can actually do it? Am I willing to believe that? Start there, man. Start there, because that's where the problem starts. Then move into 3 steps, dude. Willing to believe. Then move into believing that you can, which means your verbiage changes, your actions change a little bit, and then do it. And that's the 3rd step. So you know, if you're having a problem doing it, go back to your problem with believing that you can. And if you're having a problem believing that you can, go back to your problem with being willing to believe that you can. Just walk it back, dude. It's not rocket science. It's simple. It's not easy. It's not easy, because you have to divorce pieces of yourself that allowed that fear to live there. And that's what people always tell you, like, cut out the fear, man. Well, that's cool, but you also got to cut out the part of you that allowed that fear to live there and set up shop. Yeah, bud, that's tough. That's why people don't change. You know, it's real easy to say get rid of the fear. Whole nother ball game to say, like, there's a piece of you that sucks, that allowed that married up with that fear, shocked up with it, and let that son of a bitch move in. You know, like, that's a problem. You got to start there, man. Cut that piece out, because once you cut that anchor off, man, you're set free. Okay, now the other piece, that's whole belief system. Now, it's important for you to accomplish what you believe is impossible. Now, like, I'll tell you a quick little story about me. When I was 23, I made a bucket list with a few buddies. And it's important to have a few buddies on this if you can, man, because you gotta laugh at yourself. You got to learn to laugh at yourself, man, because you're not that serious, and it's not that serious. People will make you want to believe that it's that serious. It's not that serious, because they want to control you. That's why they need you to believe it's that serious, so that they can control you with little commentary. It's not that serious. If you fail, laugh, dude, because you can get right back up and do it again, and you could succeed the next time. That's why nobody likes to fight twice. If you're gonna fight till they give up. Say no more. That's when you stop. Because no one likes to fight twice, man. Even if they win, they don't want to fight twice. They don't like the guy that gets up and comes back after them again. Tomorrow, even. Not even just right then and there. Because then again, they can feel some sense of safety, you know, knowing they beat you in that, and that you gave up. But if you get up and you walk away and you say, I'll be back tomorrow, motherfucker, get ready. Pack a lunch, because it's going to be a long day. People get real scared real fast, son, because you're not going to stop, and that's scary, because they know the more times, the higher risk there is of them losing. That's, bullies don't like a fight. Bullies don't like when you fight back, man. They leave you the fuck alone, because they're looking for a free meal, not to fight for one. Okay, so go. Okay, we're going back to, like, believing everything. So I had to divorce that piece of the, okay, so impossible. What's impossible for me? I got a chance to get around some friends, and I built those friendships talking about, like, these important things to me. And the people that responded in a positive manner to that kind of conversation, those are the people I started being friends with. And so we got together and we started laughing and joking about, like, doing stuff, you know. And what terrifies you? What makes your knees shake? You know, what makes you feel like you could faint, literally, where your vision starts going black, your chest gets tight, you can't breathe anymore, anxiety attacks, panic attacks? What freaks you out? That's the shit you need to, like, we put that down on a bucket list, and said, this is our fears list, man. And we went out and supported each other in accomplishing those things. For some people, it was holding a tarantula. You know, some were fear of heights, went skydiving. You know, for some, you know, I had a huge fear of dropping in on a half pipe. It was terrifying, you know, because in my mind, it was actually impossible. Because I'm so tall, my center of gravity is so high. If I go down this lip, like, I'm not that great with my balance, where I can just, like, keep my feet under me on these little tiny wheels with great rolling bearings, you know. Like, I've skated as a kid, but not, like, I know enough to know that I suck, right? So dropping in on a half pipe was absolutely terrifying for me. You know, like all I saw in my head, guaranteed, was I fall forward, like, and the board goes back, and I fall straight forward into my face, crack my skull, or the board goes out from under me forward, and I fall backward and crack my skull. Either way, my skull's getting cracked in reality in my head, and it was terrifying. And I had a buddy who actually stopped at a skate park, pulled out a skateboard and said, "We're doing it today." And I was like, oh, you know, like not prepared, not ready. And we sat there for like, I don't know, 3 or 5 hours, something like that. It was a long time, man. And wham, I kept going and I'm trying to drop in, like over and over. I didn't take breaks, man. It was go time, and I was giving it my all because they gave it their all. You know, I watched them walk through terrifying shit, dude. And I watched them like I watched them fall out, dude, in like the funniest ways. And they did it, you know, and you could tell they were so terrified, man. They were dancing sober. Like, that was one that we all had so much fun. Looking a girl in the eyes and asking her to dance sober, you know, that was like a fun one that we were all afraid of, and we all did, you know, made fools of ourselves, and it was so much fun, man. It's such fond memories, and it's those memories that kept me going, in that, like, it's my turn, man, and I'm gonna fight hard, because they fought hard, dude. They weren't fake. They weren't joking around. They weren't kidding with me, man. It was go time. And they fought hard, man. They gave it their all. And for me to do any less was just asinine, dude. I was going to sit there and I was going to do this because they did it, man. And so I sat there for like 3 or 5 hours just dropping in. I couldn't do it. I'd either fall off the front of the board, run down the rest, or I'd skid down on the back lip of the board, sliding the whole way and almost falling backwards. And it was just like terrifying the entire time. And my buddy's like, "Dude, listen, like, after like 2.5, 3 hours, like, listen, man, you have got to commit. You're too afraid of committing." And you could tell, because I wasn't willing to push in on my front foot. There was so much revealing about that to me, and that moment. I didn't believe in it, therefore I wouldn't commit to it, you know, and I didn't believe it was possible for me. I honestly didn't. And I refused to commit to it. And then I believed in him, and I trusted the process that we were going through. And he forced me to commit to that front foot, even though I believed it to be impossible. I was willing to die for what we were going for. And I did it, man. I pushed, and I got closer and closer. And the closer I got, it scared me more and more. And that's telling, right? And then I got into, it, man. And I remember when I leaned in, and I fully committed to that front foot, and I felt the balls of my toes dig into, like, actually controlling the front of the board a bit. And leaning in, gripping down with my shoe. I remember, gone, dude, and I was still on the board. I was like, what the fuck? It blew my mind. It was like, cue the music, man. It was like nuts for me, right? Because there's like a 3-year-old dropping in left and right, you know, but that doesn't matter, because he doesn't know any different. The point is, I just did something that was actually impossible, son. In my mind, I just did something that was actually impossible. And just to be sure of it, and just to show my commitment to it, I got back up and I fucking did it again. You know, so I did it twice, just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Boom, dude. Boom. It was amazing. So, son, the point is, like, on a day-to-day, it's important to have belief. If you don't believe in what you're doing and what you can do normally, like, you're never going to do that. So you got to find that willingness to have that belief. And then the other thing is, at a certain point, you got to learn how to, you got to challenge yourself at least two to three times in your life to do something you believe is impossible to you, and do it. And that will actually unlock certain parts of your of your psyche and certain parts of your superpower, man, whatever that is, and it'll transform you. It'll make you a monster, man, and you gotta be able to have a relationship with that monster inside of you. The monster's only one piece of you. This is a long-winded video, man, but and I'll do another video about the relationship with the pieces of yourself, man, because that's a really important one too. I love you, son. I hope wherever you are, man, I hope you're slaying it and having a blast. Believe in what you're doing, dude. Do something impossible to you and really just live life, man. We're not here for that long, so let's make it worth something, man. Love you, bud. Talk to you soon.